Welcome back to Iron Rage, the show where John Romano, Lee Priest, and I vent our frustrations with the world. John is on a job site, but I got Lee Priest all the way from Australia. And Lee, today's topic is...
A job site?
We have actually a topic today, we do. Even though it'll probably go off topic, you know.
What job site's he on?
I don't know. He said he's working all day. He's got to earn a living now. I guess he's a real person now.
And you believed him. Where is he? Down at Home Depot picking up the Mexicans?
Yeah, either that or he's probably making trenbolone in Mexico someplace, you know. It's possible.
Job site.
Isn't it funny? John didn't work a real job his whole life until he got to be like almost 60, and now he's running job sites all of a sudden, you know.
His job site's out the back of Gold's Gym with the boot open. Fucking job site.
So today's topic, Lee, is a topic that I wanted to talk about for a while. It's bodybuilders that are so consumed with bodybuilding that they actually sacrifice, they lose everything in their life. They lose all their money, their family, their friends, their relationships, and ultimately their health. So it's good to be consumed with bodybuilding and focused, but if you get to a point where it becomes detrimental and destructive to your health, first of all, what do you do, and how do you stop that from happening to begin with?
Well, you got to have balance. It's like, even in the beginning, it's like I was always, like I said, I never wanted to be a pro bodybuilder, so I never took it that serious. I used to get in trouble from the other competitors backstage because I'd always be joking around and they'd say, you got to take it serious, you got to take it serious. And I'm like, no, look, the hard work's done. I've dieted down. If I look good, I look good. If I go on stage, it's up to the judges. Why I got to be hardcore backstage is fucking beyond me. And
right.
Like I said, as long as you go to the gym and you take the training serious, you go in there, you get your workout done and stuff like that. Once you leave the gym, it's okay. You can go out with the family to a movie. You can go out to a park. You can go out and have fun. But you get these guys who, once they leave the gym, oh, fuck, now I've got to go home and eat. Then they sit there. Hey, you want to come out? No, I can't go out and eat. Can't go out. I might fucking burn muscle, so I've got to fucking stay home. Oh, got to eat again 2 hours. Oh, now got that. Oh, fucking shot time. Let me take a fucking jab in the fucking shoulder. Oh, back to the gym. That's what they fucking do. And then, like, the whole life system doing that. Then they get ready for a show and they go into more detrimental mode, jabbing more fucking gear into themselves, not going out at all, getting angry at everyone. Look, it's not their fault you're dieting. You're the one that chose to fucking diet. Don't take it out on everybody else. It's like, I never got angry when I was dieting. People always just thought there was something wrong because they'd be like, Lee, you're so quiet, because I'll just sit there and think about the show or what I've got to do next, the cardio session coming up. But I never got angry at anyone. But you get these guys when they've got to be so like 24/7, they're going to burn out mentally because they're just so like, I got to train, I got to eat, I got to do this, I got to do that. Do you want to come out? No, I'm getting ready for a show. Well, fucking hell, excuse me, you can't go out because you get ready for a show. It's like, they just go fucking nuts. And like you said, their relationships break up over it. The family hates them and all this sort of stuff. So it's like I said, it's good to be serious about your training stuff, but you still got to have that balance and have outside life, because I find that, if you've got the outside life there, it makes it so much easier to focus on a show. But if you're 24/7 training, dieting, thinking about this, thinking about the competition, thinking about your fucking gear and stuff like that, I said mentally you burn out more than physically. So,
how did you stay so balanced like that during your career? Because you lived in the environment. You were in Venice Golds. I mean, that's where everyone lived the bodybuilding lifestyle. You ate at the firehouse. How did you prevent yourself from going over that edge, so to speak?
I didn't hang out with bodybuilders, that's why.
That's the answer.
Like I said, I had bodybuilders as friends at the gym and stuff, but I never trained with any other pros. I just trained with normal people. And then when I was outside the gym, I hung out with normal people. I'd go to the dog park and hang out with fucking elderly people walking their dogs, or I'd do the car racing. So when I went car racing, that was a totally different group of people,
sure.
Different sort of thing. So I can't stand that. There'd be a couple of people when we go to the firehouse, someone from the gym, I say, hey, Lee, can we come along and eat? We go, I'm sure, come along. After 10 minutes, I'm ready to fucking shoot myself, because the whole time in the firehouse, so what do you eat after training? What do you eat before training? Now, when you get ready for a show, what drugs do you take? I'm thinking, it's all you fucking talk about 24/7 is fucking bodybuilding, dieting, drugs. That's what I talk about. So I can't hang out with people like that. They drive me fucking mad.
This is true story. When I would go out to eat with Greg Kovacs and his wife Kim, I don't know if you ever went to eat with them. His wife would be there with a pen and paper. She'd be taking notes. It was like I was being interviewed during the meal, and I was very good friends with them. I loved hanging out with them. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, she was always writing down stuff. They were always looking for the secrets from everyone.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing. People think there are secrets all the time. It's like I said, when I lived with Paul Dillett, we never got steroids. When I used to hang it, you'd eat with some of the other pros at the firehouse like Flex and that. Not once did we ever talk about fucking drugs or cycles or training or anything. We just talked about general stuff, cars or this sort of stuff, or different types of stuff, what movies are coming out. It's just general chit-chat. But these young amateurs, sadly, the whole life's consumed about the drug cycles and this and that. And more so now you go online. Before we didn't have line, we had the forums back in the day. There was no fucking Facebook crap and all that. I think MySpace was the big thing when it came out. But the forums, a lot of people talked about, or before even then, the magazines, you go to the gym and talk to mates about eating and training. But now, every question you see on a forum, first thing, I'm thinking about doing a cycle. What do you guys recommend? Instead of taking advice of dickheads on the internet, they're telling them what they recommend on gear to take. And sadly, these guys take it. They'll do a show, nothing happens, so they think, well, maybe we've got to take more next time. So they take more drugs and more drugs. So it's just fucking crazy. And like I said, you see these guys, sadly, who, I've always said it, you're going to have guys who are going to be the elite. They're going to rise to the top just due to genetics and that. They use a bit of gear, makes them that much better. You're going to have that 1% of guys who will be the top pros, the Olympia caliber guys. And you're always going to have the guys that will be good at state level, national level, but that's as far as you're ever going to get. But in their mind, they think there's some secret. If I do this little bit extra, if I ask this guy, what are you taking, what combination, maybe if I do that, I'll get to a pro level. And sadly, year after year after year, you'll see them 10 years down the track still trying to break into the pro ranks. And just like you said, doing their health in. Their friends and family have pissed off because they've got this dream that's never going to happen. So, like I said, it's good to have goals, but you've got to be realistic too in your sport that, maybe it's never going to happen, but you can still train, look good, do national level shows and that. But as far as getting into the pro ranks, for some people, it's never going to happen. But yet, the whole life is consumed about, I'm going to be a pro, I'm going to be a pro. It's like, yeah, you're going to be a pro, all right, a pro, fuckwit.
If you know what, Lee, you were such an immature person, personality-wise, but such a mature person with regard to drug use and diet and stuff like that. I mean, some of your contemporaries. Take a guy like Nasser. Nasser seemed like the most coolest cat you'd ever see, and he was probably taking more drugs than everyone. I mean, he ultimately destroyed his kidneys and died from it. So, I mean, how did you stay out of getting caught up in the race? I call it the arms race. More and more drugs. He's using 1,000. I'll use 2,000. He's using 3,000. I'll take 4,000. How did you stay away from that? Because you could have very easily fallen into that. Hey, you had plenty of money you were making. You could have afforded to take 12 IUs of GH a day if you wanted to, but you didn't. Why?
Believe it or not, Dave, I am sensible.
I don't believe it. I don't believe
it. No, it's like anything. It's like, don't let the looks deceive you. So you go look at mean people here in Australia think fucking bikey, drug dealer, whatever type of thing. But I'm not. I'm just pretty laid back, cool. And that, I know guys who dress well in suits, but the biggest fucking criminals out there, the nice, clean cut people. So you can't let looks, judge on how, but people will. But no, with me, it was like I said, that one time, Trevor from Nuclear Nutrition, he had me use 800 milligrams of test once, and I felt shit. So I always just went back to what I used. Because I said, the little bits I used always worked for me. So I've never had that mentality from day one where it's like, when I got into the sport, I knew drugs were involved, but it wasn't like I had that mentality where I needed them. It's like, okay, if I get to this level, get ready for a show, I have to take them to use them. But then when that show's over, I come off them and stay off them to the next contest. So it wasn't one of these things where I need them to train hard. Without them, I can't get big. Without them, I can't do this. So I never had that mentality, whereas people think, you see guys all the time, I can't go heavy if I'm not on drugs. I lose size if I'm not on drugs. It's like, there's some kids at the gym, they come up, they're like I said, they'll train 2 times a week, 3 times most. They don't eat properly. They don't train properly. They come up, hey, Lee, I'm doing a cycle now. So all of a sudden, they're in the gym 5 times a week. They're eating 6 times a day. Right. They're like, oh, this gear's working great. Look, I put size on, my strength's going up. I'm like, mate, if you just come to the gym 5-6 times a day and fucking ate properly, you would have got the same results. But yeah, because they're on the gear. And then they won't come off it. Then when they come off the gear, they're like, oh, I've lost all my size and strength. What are the times I've done cycles? I've never lost size, never lost strength. I've got size now. I haven't been taking anything. It's just, as long as you keep eating good and keep training, you're going to keep what you have. So you see these people just yo-yoing like this. I've got a friend that has been on the gear for 6 years straight, never come off. Every time he said, I'm going to do a show, I'm like, okay. He'll be dieting for 4 weeks. As soon as his T-shirt gets loose, he's fucking going mental breakdown and fucking quits the diet and goes back on, taking more gear and eating again because he can't handle it. Thinks he's getting smaller. So I've never had that mentality where I need drugs to do what I do. It's like, okay, yes, I have to use them for certain aspects of it, but I've never been on them all year round. People are like, oh, Lee, when you come off them, do you still cycle a little bit for PCT and all that? I'm like, no, if I come off them, I fucking come off them. I don't go, I'm not using smaller amounts of shit like that. I'm off. So, but like I said, these guys just think they need to be on them 24/7, and the amounts they take is just ridiculous. That's why I've said to guys, they do take these ridiculous amounts. Come off it all together and start with a small amount, train hard, eat good, you'll get the same fucking results. I said the only one who's getting the good results from you using large amounts is the guy you're buying off, because he's probably driving a new fucking Mercedes somewhere and live in Mexico and Florida like John Romano. But, I'm just saying,
Lee, did you ever interact with like Momo Benaziza?
Nah, I'd never met him. I think he just passed away before I came over there.
What about Andreas Munzer?
Yeah, he was a nice guy and stuff. So, and like I said, when you have people like that, when they come out with, their cycles and stuff and what they were using, it's like, did the drugs really kill them, or did they have an underlying problem to begin with? As we've gone back to before, where that's why it's always good for bodybuilders to get checkups and stuff, because if you do have underlying problems, and there are things there that I'm sure taking and abusing the large amounts that some people do with orals and stuff isn't going to really help and that sort of thing. So it's always good to get those checkups if you are fucking abusing the shit, which most do. And as I say, that's what still annoys me at seminars today. I'm sure you've been to seminars where people ask me what I use, and like I said, they'll call me a liar to my face when I tell them 400 milligrams of this and that, or SUS 250, I take 2 meals, which is 500 milligrams a week, and they're like, oh, we heard you take this. I'm like, well, fuck, I've heard that too, I've heard I take it up the arse and stuff as well, but, it's like, I'm the one fucking doing it. If I knew if I was doing it, I'd fucking know, wouldn't I? So,
right, but Lee,
but
don't you think it's because you're a genetically gifted individual? I mean, obviously, your body responds better to smaller dosages. You're a different creature, and there is genetic freaks out there like you.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's guys out there who need to take a little bit more. But when I say a little bit more, I'm not talking like, when I was in England, you got young kids that look like shit taking 5,000 milligrams a week. It's like, if 2,000 ain't going to work, 3,000 or 4,000 ain't going to fucking do you any better. So it's like, your body's got to get to a point where it's just not, it's like taking too many vitamins. You're going to piss them out. You take too much steroids, your body can only, I'm sure it can only take so much in. So when you're just pumping that much in, your body can't use it all. So that's why I said it comes back to being a realist again. Is this sport for you? You might never be a pro bodybuilder, but I say you might be a good amateur in the top level, but some guys might not even be that, but yet they'd be like, I'm going to turn pro. And I've always told them, if you're going to be pro, you'll know it. If you've got the genetics to be a pro in anything, that God-given talent or whatever, it's just going to come through before you even touch a drug. But these ones have none at all, but they keep thinking, if I take more of this and take more of that, and like the ones that I said, talk about it 24/7,
right,
trying to get all this information, actually get too much information. There's like, you see them at the gym. They'll ask one guy, what should I do here? What cycle should I do? Next thing you see them over and ask another guy, how should I train this? And what cycle should I take? It's like they get all this fucking bullshit information. They're trying to condone it down and, okay, well, this guy said take 1,000. This guy said 2. Well, I'll go 15 on that. Okay, 15. This guy said do this and do that, Then you end up with someone like Boston Lloyd. So what do you get?
Don't you think, Lee, though, this should almost be like a boot camp? You should have to go through like a certain training camp, and if you can get through it and prove that you could actually train with high intensity, using good form, heavy weights, and show that you know what you're doing in the gym, then you should have the privilege of using anabolic steroids. Because if you can't train right and you can't get your meals in correctly, okay, then all the steroids in the world we know won't do anything.
Exactly.
And
well, I get in trouble for saying that a lot online, because some guy's saying, I'm taking this, I'm taking that. They look at the profile picture, and I said, realistically, what are you taking it for? You don't need it. Why not? I can take it if I want. I said, yeah, but to me it's like, if you're not really going to compete, why use it? Because like you and I know, if you train hard, like you said, and go through proper training and train with high intensity, you eat well and stuff, you can still beat a great physique, shitty genetics, moderate genetics, great genetics. You're still going to build some muscle tone and dieting down. When you diet down, you always look better. You don't need the drugs. So for the mentality of people thinking they're going to pump all these drugs into them and never do nothing with it, they're not going to compete. They just want to do it because I want to walk around looking big or do this sort of shit. I don't get that whole mentality. It's like, if I never competed as a pro, I would never have taken steroids in my whole fucking life. I wouldn't have had any need to. So I don't get that whole mentality of these young kids that just take it because they say, well, I want to look good. Well, you can do that anyway without the steroids, but they think, like I said, they want to get bigger and bigger. And sadly, those boot camps, they'd need a good fucking psychiatrist at the end of it to fucking...
No, but seriously,
listen,
think about it. If you did a 6-week boot camp, it taught people how to train and eat properly, and at the end of you wouldn't graduate unless you could actually prove to the instructors that you could train properly and that you could eat properly. And I guarantee if you brainwashed that proper way to do things into people's heads and you gave them half the dose, okay, of what everyone is normally taking nowadays, I guarantee they get better results than every other person out there. Because I believe that the training and the eating is really what dictates the results.
I've had a lot of it too. I remember one time this guy at the gym years ago, he wanted to go on a cycle. And he's like, Lee, I want to do a cycle. He just kept fucking hassling me. Can you get me this? Can you get me that? Can you get me some Dianabol? I want to try Dianabol to start with. I'm like, look, just train hard. You don't need it. So we're like, okay, we'll get you some Dianabol. So we just had an old Dianabol fucking bottle laying around. I just filled it full of fucking saccharin tablets. I said, here, just take fucking 5 of these a day. Oh, within fucking three or 4 weeks, fuck, my strength's gone up. I put size on, because at the same time, I told him to eat more and train. I spotted him more, and his fucking bench was going up. He said, I can't believe it. I got so much bigger and stronger. I said, those tablets I give you, next time you take them, fucking chew them. He goes, oh, fuck, they're sweet. He goes, I said, they're fucking sugar tablets, you dickhead. He's like, oh, fuck you. And I said, it was all in your fucking head, wasn't it? You thought you were taking Dianabol, so mentally you fucking went training harder, you fucking started eating more. I said, so half these guys who are taking testosterone, I said, if you were to give them a shot, even though I say it's 3 mils in a syringe, if you told them, it's a new testosterone, this 3 mils equates to 3,000 milligrams. In their head, they're probably like, oh, fuck, I'm on 3,000 milligrams. I said, half the time, it's just all fucking mental. That's the thing. It's like, you can just, if you get a spot of someone, you think they're helping you lift the bar and they're not, and you fucking push the weight up and stuff. So it comes to anything. It's that like fucking placebo effect. This guy thought he was on Dianabol, it was just fucking sugar tablets. But yet his fucking body weight went up by 20 pounds, his strength went through the roof, and fucking only because he thought he was taking Dianabol. But
Lee, what do you tell the people who come to you that you just see they have the worst genetics of all time, and they want to be bodybuilders, and they got their cycles listed out, they got all their drugs in the drawer, and they're like, you just know this person is completely wasting their time. Do you tell them square out? Yeah. You do.
I do, but I do. I get abused. Even online, I get abused. And I had this one kid once. He sent me a thing. He was in. How's this, Dave? You get to be a doctor. You got to go through all these fucking. Mum and Dad was a doctor, so now he's in his 4th year of going through the degree to get a doctor. Right. Sends me this thing. I'm thinking of giving it up, Lee. I want to be a bodybuilder. I'm like, are you crazy? I said, why don't you just be a doctor and still compete? I said, you can fucking be a doctor with a good physique, He goes, I want to be a professional. So he sends me these photos. I said, look, honestly, mate, I said, you might have a nice physique, but you're not going to be a pro bodybuilder, so just keep doing the doctoring. So you're going to have a great job, you make lots of money. He wrote back, fuck you, cunt. Oh, fucking sorry, yeah. I'm like, oh, well, it's like, go ahead then. But, you try to be honest with people, and you get so fucking mad.
The question is, where is that guy today, Lee? Where is that guy today?
I don't know. That's the thing. I'd love to follow up on some of these people that have given me abuse, saying, I'll show you sort of stuff, because it's like I said, it's good to have a goal. To say like you got no genetics, but you get in the bodybuilding and lift weights, and say you want to be a bodybuilder, a pro bodybuilder. It's like start small. Maybe start a local show, but they come in saying, I'm going to be Mr. Olympia. I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to do to be Mr. Olympia. It's like, mate, you're not going to be Mr. fucking Pico Boulevard. So shut the fuck up. It's like, it's like, as I said, the whole thing with reality, and like I've said it before, for some reason bodybuilding, and that attracts the biggest dickheads around, because like I said, I got mates that play the golf on the weekend, they play tennis, but they're not out there playing tennis saying, next week I'm taking on Djokovic and I'm going to fucking beat that cunt and win Wimbledon. Or I got mates that play basketball and like, you know what, Lee, watch me in a year's time, I'll be in the fucking NBA, fuck LeBron, I'll be fucking better than him. It's like, they do it for fun because that's what they do. But everyone that gets into bodybuilding and goes to the gym thinks they're going to be fucking Mr. Olympia if they take drugs. I don't get it. It's like, fuck.
And that young boy went on to become a man by the name of
Remember fucking Dave Palumbo. Dave Palumbo.
Of Ruly Winkler.
Dave Palumbo. What happened to him? Fucking hell. He thought he was going to be Mr. Olympia. Oh, sorry, Dave. I'm still
this is Lee, true story. Bob Grushkin told me, I went and posed for him when I had just left medical school. And I said, I want to be a bodybuilder. He told me to go back to school too.
See, and did you listen?
And no, I didn't. Obviously, I didn't listen.
See? Were you posing naked for him too?
Yeah, almost. But hey, Lee, you know what? Good to hear from you. Thanks for joining us today. I just want to tell you one more thing.
Yes.
That advice you gave me 5 years ago, go fuck yourself.
Did it work? Let me tell you something, Dave. What if the hokey pokey is really what it's all about?
Yeah, it might be. It just might be.
I'll think about that.
Where's John Romano, though? We got to do an investigative report.
You said he was on a job site. In other words, what we're trying to say is he's doing his fucking 8 hours community service.
Yeah, exactly. 8 hours community service. You're right.
He'll be back next time.
All right, I got one final question for you. Phil Heath,
Where's Trump?
7-time Mr. Olympia, is no longer under contract now with AMI. There's no more exclusivity contract with him. So he interviewed with MD. I'll probably interview him in the next week or two, whatever. Give me the one question that you think I should ask him. What would be one good Lee Priest question that I could add to the list that you would like to know about Phil Heath?
Did he really run up and down that mountain on...
on the movie, Evolution of Bodybuilding, yeah.
No, I don't really have a question, but, Did you say I got abused a lot by people when I said the Mr. Olympia Open might be on its way out with the classic physique coming in? People are like, oh, fuck you, Lee, fuck the Mr. Olympia's going to be here forever. I'm just thinking, as far as marketing-wise goes, if they're trying to get it mainstream with The Rock coming in and stuff like that, I figure if they don't pour the guts in, the Mr. Olympia might be going the way of the Miss Olympia. So, and I got abused. Fuck, you don't know what you're talking about.
People got excited about the fact that you kind of hinted that you were going to be competing in 2020. I got to tell you.
Yes, I saw that. Yes, well, classic physique. Never say never.
Classic physique.
But then again, I missed out on your last episode where you said he's transgender. So
that's
fucking true. Bikini hero, fucking come. I've only got to get a nice sequence top, some nice high, learn how to suck dick, and then I'm in.
Would you do a hair weave for the long hair and everything?
Yeah, and the lashes. But I got to know what, as far as placings go. How high up do you have to go to swallow, or can you just spit and still get a top 5?
Lee, when you were 14 years old, I don't think you could have made the classic physique class. I think you still were too heavy.
I won my first shows at 13, Dave. Come on now, give me a little bit of credit.
How much did you weigh at 13 years old?
I think I was about 50 kilos, 110 pounds.
Yeah, you could have been classic back then. That's about it. After that, it's all over.
Is it? Shit.
By the time you were 16, you were huge already.
Yeah, I saw Flexi. See, I make an announcement about him coming back, and now, like we said, Flexi's going to retire. That's sad.
Well, he's retired from 212, so you can still get him in the open.
Maybe Flex and I, if I turn into a woman, we can do the couples.
Yeah, whatever happened to mixed pairs? Remember that?
Someone was asking me that in Australia because my daughter's going to compete in the sports model part of the shows in September.
Really?
Yeah, she's going to compete. So, and she was asking about the couples because I did the couples with my mum. She goes, if they ever brought the couples back, maybe we could do it. I'll be, I look like an old pervert on stage with some young girl. My fucking daughter.
Does your daughter have good genetics?
Yeah, I put some pictures up on my Facebook of her. I mean, on my Instagram. It's good to see you follow me, Dave. Thanks for that.
Well, I don't really look at your Instagram, to be honest. I don't look at anyone's Instagram. Tyler,
she's in the gym.
Instagram.
She's in the gym training. She's not fucking dancing around stage like fucking Sean's daughter and shit.
What if Sean Ray hit on your daughter? Would you be pissed off?
I'm sure he probably has already.
How old is your daughter?
Okay. That's okay, because I like the way his daughter dances. I've been sending her messages too.
How old is your daughter?
All sparing love and war. I'm a Catholic priest. I'm allowed to do that.
Oh, your daughter's got very good genetics, Lee.
Oh, is he showing you a picture?
Yeah, we see pictures of her, yeah.
Thank you.
Very good genetics. Yeah.
See, there you go.
Impressive.
There we go. See, so in September it's going to be.
She must inherit that from your father. What's his name from last week?
Bernie.
Bernie Cooper.
Runs in the family.
No, she's got a very similar physique to yours. When you were first came out.
Complaining about the diet already. She's only been on the diet 7 weeks and she's already bitching about it.
What if your daughter told you she wanted to get a tattoo on her face? Would you be all right with that?
That doesn't bother me.
Oh, you don't care. Okay. All right.
What harm can it do?
You're a laissez-faire type of dad. You don't get too involved.
I'm very open, father. I don't care about anything as long as it's not hurting anybody else and it's not hurting yourself. And whatever. To each their own, I say.
Would you like to see it? Would you be okay with your daughter competing like at the the figure Olympia level or maybe women's physique?
Yeah. As long as she, like I said, did it safely, because I wouldn't have her she wouldn't be. But if she had to use steroids and that, she said, look, I've got to use them at this level. I'm like, I understand that. So, as long as it's done safely, I'd still make sure she went to doctors and had everything checked up and stuff. So it's like I said, you can never really stop them from doing anything. If they're going to do it, all you can do is guide them and hope they do it the right way. Because, you get some parents who be like, oh, I'll never let them do this, I'll never let them do that, or, you know, especially the ones, I've got friends now that have daughters growing up, and they're like, my daughter's never going to date, she's never going to do this, she's never going to have sex. I said, you know what, it's going to fucking happen. So just remember, when you were a young guy banging someone's fucking daughter, someone's going to be banging your fucking daughter the same way, and they get all fucking ape shit. Fuck no, no one's going to touch my daughter like that. I said, you did it to guys. I said, you know, my daughter came to me when she was 13 and told me she had sex. I didn't get mad at her. I said, well, at least she's open and can tell me about it.
Right.
And in the back of my mind, I'm just thinking fucking karma. That's it. It's coming back to me. Exactly. So these people get all so upset. My daughter's not going to date her. But you know what? It's going to happen. So at least I'd rather have a relationship with your daughter where they can come and tell you things and be open with you and stuff like that rather than hide stuff. So you get some of these overpowering dads that just go, rah, 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 rah. So how are you going to be as a father when you get older?
You're too cool of a parent, man. That's too cool for words.
Hey, you just got to be like that. I said, like I said, if you get mad at them and tell them not to, you're not always going to. So we all did it when we were young. Your parents says, don't do that. You're like, fuck that. I'm going out to do it. So that's how you got to be. They say, Dad, I'm going to have a gangbang. You say, don't have a gangbang. So, okay, just go do it. Enjoy yourself. Experience life. Go out and do it. You know, take the numbing cream in case it fucking gets sore and swells up. But, you know, you just got to enjoy life. You might not do it again, but at least you've experienced it. Get it out of your system now so you don't do it later on. You know? Wise
words of wisdom from Lee Priest.
And wear protection. Wear protection.
There you go. Right. Just say no. That's going to be my motto to my daughter. Just say no. And on that note, for Lee Priest.
I can't hear him. When they got chloroform, Dave. Sometimes what's that?
Just say no.
No.
From Lee Priest, Dave Palumbo, and Tyler Shore. We'll see you next time.
Bye.